Okay, so I was talking about expectations. So, really, when we hold expectation, yeah, I know, right? Hilarious, typical me. So, when we hold expectations in our relationships, we need to reflect on how we're showing up. Have we expressed ourselves? Have we expressed our truth to the other person? And I'm speaking from experience when I say that I used to struggle with expressing myself, expressing my truth, especially when it came to how I want someone else to show up for me. And it really comes into that piece of receiving. I've always had issues with receiving because I just felt like giving, 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 giving. That was my norm. That's what I was like indoctrined with, that belief that if I don't give, then I'm not valuable. If I don't support other people, if I don't help, if I don't do this, then it really goes like to your self-worth, and it goes to your self-love, that relationship with yourself. Everything, every relationship we have is a reflection of the relationship we have with ourselves, and how we view ourselves, and how we love ourselves, and how worthy we feel. And so that was a hard pill for me to swallow for a really long time, because I never thought I would like I had issues with self-love or anything like that. But yet I was feeling resentful. I was feeling down. I was struggling with some of my relationships. And again, when I say relationships, could be romantic or not, right? And so I want to get to the root of why a lot of people have, hello, welcome back. Why a lot of people have struggle voicing their truth, besides the whole self love piece. So it really comes down to being afraid how that other person is going to receive you, right? Sometimes we don't want to ruffle feathers. Sometimes we don't want to shake things up. And we are willing to take whatever we get. And also, maybe we're afraid of their reaction, right? Thank you for the hearts. I feel like maybe this is resonating with some of you, because I feel like we're human, right? And so our deep core desire is to be loved. And so, in order to be loved, we need to be loved and be loved, not be loved. And we need to work on this. Is why I talk about like soul work and how important it is to do the work, for yourself, because like I said, like the relationship you have with yourself is a reflection of all the relationships around you. And so sometimes we're afraid of speaking our truth, and sometimes we're afraid of telling the other person how we feel, maybe because why? We have to get to the root of that. That's what I'm talking about. You have to get to the root of why you are afraid to speak up, or why you're afraid to communicate. And if you're not afraid to communicate, if you do speak up and you are sharing your truth with courage and with kindness, and I stress with courage and with kindness because number one, it takes courage to speak your truth. It takes courage to say how you're feeling. It takes courage to be who you are in all aspects of it. And number two, kindness. Remember, you have to know your audience. And I've gotten into debates with people of like, I remember this person telling me like, oh no, I just say it how it is, and I speak the truth, not my truth. I speak the truth, and I say it to everyone, like everyone the same. And I admire that. I get it. However, do you want your message to be received? Because if you just want to be heard, if you just want to speak, then speak. However, if you want your message to be received on the other end, then you need to know your audience. You need to know how to approach the situation and know how to approach the person, right? Every person is very different. So the way I'm talking to, my mother is going to be so different from the way I talk to a partner, right? Because I know who they are and I know what triggers them and I know how to get my point across to them, right? Because some people shut down immediately and other people are more receptive. But if you come with courage and if you come with kindness, people are going to be more receptive to hearing your desires. People are going to be more receptive to hearing what you need from them, right? And also, if you come from it from a place of love and not a place of like, oh, well, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. Our words are very powerful, right? And so our language is extremely important when we are trying to communicate. And this is why you always hear everything about like for successful relationships, communication is key, communication is key. And it's something that I've been thinking about a lot lately because I'm asking myself, how have I shown up in my relationships? How have I communicated? And this takes a lot of self-awareness because some people show up, the heck? Hold on one second. Hello to new joiners. We're talking about expectations and expectations we have with other people versus having standards. And for the people coming in now, I want you to know there is a difference between holding expectations of other people and having standards, because everyone should have their own standards. Everyone should have boundaries. Everyone should, I don't even like using the word should, but everyone has their own way of how they want to live their life. And that is good and that is fine. But when we hold expectations of other people, then that kind of holds the relationship stagnant and it stops opportunities for growth, right? So let's say you have a relationship and something is bothering you, right? And you hold it in, you hold it in, you hold it in, and little things, it keeps boiling and boiling and boiling. And what happens? You eventually explode, right? Or you could shut down completely and just like X that person out of your life without exploring the situation. So let's say on one hand, you talk to the person. You're like, hey, this is what I'm feeling. I really feel this way, right? And a lot of therapeutic, whatever the terms are, they always say like, say that you feel this way, right? Like let someone know how their actions are making you feel. And you're like, this is how I feel. And, whatever, just putting it out there, right? Without having any expectations, but coming and speaking your truth. Now, the other person has an opportunity, so you're leaving it open for the other person to receive what you're saying and to show up in a different way. So this is key, right? So a lot of people say, well, I said what I wanted, but they're not doing it, right? They're not showing up the way I want. Well, then it's like, okay, you already did your part. Like I said before, you only control yourself. You only control how you show up. You control your thoughts. You control your words. You can't control someone else. And this is like family. I've dealt a lot of this around family also. And, setting boundaries is very important. And when you set boundaries and you're not used to setting boundaries and they're not used to you setting boundaries, people get uncomfortable, people get upset, people get annoyed. It's because they're not used to that behavior. However, if you set a standard for someone to show up with you a certain way and you stay firm in that, like, this is what I need. Remember, people respond to you. People respond to your action. So people are also going to test you, especially if you're setting boundaries for the first time, right? So if you're setting the standard and the person is testing it and you allow the boundary to go down, then they're gonna be like, oh, they weren't that serious, or like, oh, I can do this again. But if you set the standard and you hold it firm, this person's gonna be like, oh, this person, wow, this must be something that's really important to them, because they're not budging. So they have the opportunity to either show up and show up within that boundary, or they can withdraw. And you know what, honestly, if the people in your life, if you show up with courage, with kindness, and you're speaking your truth and you're trying to make things work, and they're not doing their part, then that's on you to ask yourself if you want someone like that in your life. That's the hard truth, right? Sometimes we need to let go of people that don't serve us. But if it is someone that is very important to you, for the most part, people will show up for you. This is what I've learned. People will show up for you, and they will show up if they are meant to be in your life, and if they are your people. They will meet you where you are. They just need to know how you're feeling. They need to know, because some people have no freaking clue on how to show up, to be honest, right? Or maybe they're not even aware of it. And maybe it's something that they're working through on their own end. And so another piece of this is like looking at yourself, self-awareness. How are you showing up? But also coming from the other person's, like, switch gears and go to the try to see it from the other person's perspective, right? Like, what are they feeling? How are they going through? How do they deal with confrontation? I say confrontation because that's like a word that everybody knows. I don't even like that word, confrontation. I always used to say, oh, I'm like terrified of confrontation. I don't know how to deal with it, because before I didn't. That was before I was, more comfortable with speaking my truth. And that comes with time, and that comes with practice. Again, like I said, the soul work, right? The soul work. This person you see in front of you right now, this person speaking with conviction and speaking with confidence on this topic, was not the same person way back when. And you know what? No, I was the same person, but I had to shed layers. I had to shed the layers that weren't serving me. I had to shed the beliefs, right? Like I said before, I was scared that if I said my truth, or if I spoke up, then I wouldn't be received well. I had to take that belief out, because if I was honest, if I spoke up, like if I said my truth, then the other person ended up respecting me even more, right? So it's just like peeling back the layers, peeling back the beliefs that you think are true but aren't. And this is why mindset is so important, and the soul work is so important, because once you start doing that, once you start doing the work, you start seeing your relationships around you evolve. You start seeing people fall away. I have lost, I say lost because it's not really lost, so many people that I thought were supposed to be in my life forever, for a long time, whatever, because I was doing the work. I was growing. And it wasn't like me Xing people out on purpose or anything like that. It's just something that happens energetically. It's just something that happens naturally, right? And then you will see, with those people falling off, then other people flow into your life. And that's what I call your soul tribe. You're the people that you need to, not that you need, but the people that contribute to your life in a positive way. And also another thing that I want to point out is that some people are in your life for a reason, a season. You know that quote, I don't even know if reason, season, whatever. But some people, look at the relationships in your life and look at what they've taught you about yourself, your limits, your strengths, things that you've needed to work on. Look at all of that, right? Because if I look back and I'm like, oh, why was that person in my life? Like, what the heck was I thinking, right? But then I'm like, no, I am so grateful for that relationship, that person, that energy exchange, because I've learned a lot about myself. And without those experiences, I wouldn't grow into the person that I am today, right? And so this is why, hi, beautiful. Thank you for joining. This is like part 2 of the live because, oh, and I was talking about you earlier, my biz bestie. This is part 2 of the live because, of course, I went live earlier and my phone died and I needed to charge it. And so this is part 2. This is part 2. Yes. So, yay, hearts, hearts, hearts. We're talking about expectations in relationships, and the difference between like having expectations for people and also versus standards, right? Like everyone should have standards for their life. Hi, Tiff. Hello to the people that are joining. Catch the replay. I talked a lot before. But also, I want to shift gears a little bit. I know I can talk forever, honestly, to you people because I love you and I adore you guys. Hello. Let's shift gears a little bit in holding expectations for in relationships to expectations within ourselves, expectations for what we want our life to look like. Again, the same principle holds, right? When you should have standards for the life that you want to live, the life that you want to create, the vision you have, the woman or the man that you want to show up as, the energy, how you want to feel, all of those, you should have standards, right? But when you have expectations and you expect certain things to look a certain way, again, you hold that energy stagnant and you stop the blessing from coming in. You stop the opportunity. You stop the situation from growing and for it to blossom. Because if you look back at so many things in your life, I want you to look back. I want it to be like a little exercise for you. Think of a time that you were like so dead set on something. Like you had your vision for it and you just like, you were like, this is how it's gonna go, A, B, or C. You're a planner, like, let's do it. And it didn't work out. And you considered it a failure. However, something happens later on that it worked out, but it didn't end up being what you thought it would be. It ended up being better if you're honest with yourself, right? And so I say that because sometimes we hold expectations in our life and we stop and it doesn't work out or whatever, and then we just stop. We give up because we're like, hey, it didn't work out the way we thought it would be, so agreed, yes. It didn't work out exactly how we thought it would go, so I guess it's not meant for me. Or I guess I'm not capable, or I guess I'm not worthy of receiving said thing. And I say this because I will share with you a little personal thing. I guess we're going there. So with me, I always had this expectation of when I have children, when I become a mother, I will be married. I will be married to my soulmate, to the love of my life. We will be married, and then I will have children and build this life and all of that stuff. Like I was always so dead set on that. And I am 32 years old. And, most of you know, like I had a child last year. And so some people consider it late, some people early, some people on time, whatever, I don't know. But for me, why it took so long is because I always had that expectation, or I had that vision of how it was supposed to go. Now, I went into my own little postpartum depression and I experienced so much pressure in my own life, and I experienced so much, I don't even know how to explain it, but it was because I had all of these, like this vision. I was so dead set on something that I couldn't see the blessing in front of me, right? Which is Zoe Lynn. And now, my daughter. And now I am just like, oh my God, I'm just like so in love and I'm so grateful for the opportunity of becoming a mom. Some people, they can't be moms. Some people, some people can't or whatever. And not even that, everybody's journey is different, because you can actually, even if it's not biological, you can become a mom. Limitless opportunities or possibilities. But for this, I mean, like, I'm so grateful that I've experienced that blessing. And so if I stayed stuck in the mindset of, oh, my life is not going exactly how I planned it or exactly how I wanted, then I would be stuck, and I would block my blessing of the relationship with my daughter. I would block myself from everything else, right? Because everything in your life is connected. And so how you feel about one thing in your life will seep into every other area of your life. And it took me a long time to realize that. I'm realizing that a lot with my health. I'm really going off tangent all over the place, but clearly, I don't know. Maybe somebody needs to hear any of these things. I don't know. We'll just go with it. But I put a lot of focus on my mindset, my spiritual growth, my personal development, my mental, my emotional, that I forgot about my health and I forgot about my self-care. And so, you know, what's important, and also my business and like all the areas. So another exercise I have for you guys is to write wait, that was another exercise. Hold on, I have like two things in my head. I'm trying to see which one I feel called to share with you. Okay, I know. So write down the areas of your life: health, career or business, relationships, could be all relationships, self-care, health, money, finances, abundance, right? Write all of those areas that are important to you anyway. This is going to look different for everybody. And write down how you feel about each of those areas in your life. And I want you to look if there's like an imbalance. Excuse me. Ooh. If there's an imbalance in one area, if you're like so good and thriving in like the love piece and lacking in the health piece or whatever, and see like where you want to shift things, and if you do feel called to shift things, and what you can do, like little tiny steps that'll get you there. Let me know and reach out to me. Let me know, what this exercise looks like for you or feels like. Because I realized that, holistically, we have to look at life holistically because we are holistic beings. And when one area is off balance, it's gonna seep into the other. What can we specifically do to shift? Okay, depending on which area. Like, give me an example. Give me an example of like an area that you would like to shift in, because everyone is different. Health. Okay, cool. So like look at your health, right? Like weight loss. Oh yes. Okay, so weight loss, what I found so interesting about weight loss too is that and this is like a program that I'm in called Awaken Her, which is so powerful and so amazing. We talk about all types of traumas and like soulful healing and all of that, and weight loss was a big issue there. And one of the women mentions that we put on weight to protect ourselves. We put on weight to protect ourselves, especially as women. Men also, I'm sure, but I'm only speaking on women because I am a woman. And I know that I've dealt with this too. So really dig deep and ask yourself, where is the weight coming from? Where's the weight coming from? Because sometimes with weight loss, it's not really about the actual food, right? When we eat, when we seek food, we're seeking something. We're seeking comfort, we're seeking nourishment, we're seeking something. So what are you seeking when you're seeking your food or whatever you feel is contributing to the weight? And then dig deep. See, because once we dig deep and once we figure out the real reason of the weight, then we can start to peel back and like start healing from whatever the reason is. And then you will see the weight literally disappear and you'll be like, what the hell? And you probably won't even be eating differently. Maybe you're not freaking eating, maybe it's not like that you're eating unhealthy. I feel like everything is energy. And so when we shift that, oh my God, when you said nourishment, I was looking at the word. Oh, wow, that means we are in alignment. Yes, my soul people, soul tribe. Yes, so let me know if that was helpful for you. Synchronicity, absolutely. And I know, because I speak from experience again. I used to be an emotional eater. And I used to seek food for while I was bored or for comfort. And so I started gaining all this weight, and I was like, what the hell? And I didn't think that I was eating a lot more, because I don't think I was. But energetically, when we start shifting, when we start digging deep into the reasons of why, yay, why we're doing things, let's shift it too, right? We have to look at our why. Why are we doing certain things in whatever area you want to shift in? Finance, abundance, whatever. Let's say with money, you're having issues with money. Okay, maybe it's not really about, you not making enough money. Where are you putting the money you have now? How is your relationship with money now? Let's look at relationships. Maybe you want a relationship, you want to call in your person, but you're just like meeting the wrong people, or like you're like, what the hell is up with these freaking relationships that I'm getting myself into, or situationships, right? Clearly I have experience in these things. So where am I showing up? Why? How do I view relationships? Am I truly ready for a relationship? You have to ask yourself all of these questions to get to the root of your why, and then things will start to like build from there. I hope that's been helpful. Yeah. I have said a handful. I didn't even expect to talk all this much, but I'm here for it, and I know you guys are too, and so I'm so grateful for this space. If anyone else has any questions, feel free. I'm here. If it's up to me, I will stay talking to you for hours, clearly. But yeah. So oh, okay. Stay here for 1 second, because I feel called to to pull an angel card. Oh my God, my foot just fell asleep. Oh Jesus. All right. All right. Let's see if I can make it. How about that one? Because I had my angel cards with me over there. Love the vibes. You made my night. Yes, Soul Tribe. We are. And let me tell you guys, okay? We need to stick together, and we need to bring all the vibes and uplift, because there's just so much negativity out there. There's so much anxiety, and and if you feel anxiety, if you feel yourself feeling negative, don't be hard on yourself. Give yourself grace. You're human. It's okay. However, try not to stay stuck there. Do something. Do what I call inspired action. Anything, any small thing to kind of get you out of feeling in that, and more in a like higher vibration. And ask yourself, like, is this productive? Is me just sitting here feeling bad or feeling negative, talking, gossiping to people about what's going on? And like, I found myself doing that myself. This is why I'm calling myself out. But when I'm getting so much better at being self-aware and being like, oh, all right, do I really want to put my energy here? No? All right, I'm shifting gears, and I'll go turn on a podcast, or I will pray, or I will meditate. I will ask God, what message do I need to know right now? Because I need to shift gears. And I also I feel called to share this. When you need a message from God, when you need a message, any message, or when you're asking for something, be open to receiving the answer in a way that you didn't think. Let's say I don't know, maybe before this live, you were asking for something, and or you had a question or something, and maybe I said something that sparked an answer for you, a confirmation. Maybe that was God speaking through me to you. Maybe it's a friend calling you and saying like, hey, do this or something like that. Just be open to your surroundings and the messages that God has for you, because they are there. But sometimes we're not open, we're not willing to see it. I was, yay! I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So stay right here. Give me 2 seconds. Well, maybe a little bit more because my foot is kind of waking up. Oh gosh, thing is like, I will be right back because I just feel called to pull a card. Are you guys still with me? Yes. Okay. Hi. Hello, hello. Okay, so I got my card, my little thingies, and let's see. Now, if you want me to pull a card for you, hold on, I'm gonna put it like this, okay. If you want me to pull a card specifically for you, drop it in there. I got you. All right, let's see. Let's see what I'm gonna pull. A collective little message. Yes. Okay. Is your name Melissa? I like the way you spell your name. That's beautiful. Okay. So, first what are the choices? No, you can just say that you want one and I'm just gonna see what comes out. Cool. Do you want one, Nadira? I'm gonna pull, I'm just gonna say you're so welcome. Okay, so the first card I'm choosing is for collective energy for our soul tribe. All right, this one is calling out. Yes. Oh, beautiful. Okay, this is an angel. Oh, holding a baby, and it's innocence. Oh, let's see what it says. It says, beloved one, everyone is guiltless in truth. Hold on, I need to hold this because I can't see. Okay. Everyone is guiltless in truth, as no one can alter God's handiwork of perfection. Give us your feelings of heaviness so we can lighten your load. Give us any guilt, anger, or blame that may shroud your loving outlook. Enjoy the peace within your heart once more. I feel like this is perfect for now. Everyone feels heavy energy. Everyone is feeling guilt, shame, putting blame on this person should have done that, or you shouldn't be doing this, and all of that. And it's calling us to go within, to our inner child, to our innocence, to love. It's calling us to go into love. And you see how they're embracing each other? This is how the energy that we need to be in. We need to embrace each other. We need to connect. We need to, not physically because social distancing. Okay, thank you. But we need to connect with each other. Unless whoever you're quarantined with, show them love, call your people, embrace each other, and enjoy the peace within your heart once more. A lot of people are craving peace because so many people are terrified of the unknown. And I feel like the more connected we will be, the more we will hold the faith that everything will be fine, because eventually it always will be. Okay, so the first card I'm going to pull, the second card I'm going to pull is for Melissa. Let's see, this card is going to be specifically for you, Melissa. Hearts. Thank you for the hearts, guys. All right, let's see. Melissa, this card is for you. Let's see. Entrepreneur. All right. Melissa, do you have your own business, or have you been wanting to start your own business? Wait, I want to get the filter with the stars again, because I'm feeling those vibes. Hold on. Oh, geez, Louise. What the heck? All right, let's see. Are we going to get those vibes again? Yo, I don't even know. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Sorry, I just messed everything up, clearly. All right, whatever. We're going to stay with this. Yes, I want to really start. Ooh, I love it. Okay, what kind of business? What's your idea? What do you want to start? So this is your message. This is your confirmation, Melissa, that whatever's on your heart to create, you can do it, and you are going to be successful doing so. Now let me read what it says for you. Okay, self-employment suits your disposition and intentions. Working for yourself allows you to better follow your intuition and divine guidance. I love it, women's empowerment. Well, you're in the perfect space in the Soul Tribe. We are your co-workers and teammates who remain loyally by your side to ensure your success in all ways. What did I tell you? Success. Melissa, what has been holding you back from starting? This is the perfect time to start your own business. Also, Melissa, if you are not in my Facebook group, get in there. Unleash Your Inner Magic. If you want, DM me and I'll get you in there, because Nadira, who is on here right now, she's going to be talking about, she's my biz bestie, and she's amazing, and she's just wonderful. She's going to give tips and talk about starting up your own business. So with the Fierce Women United series that I was talking about earlier. So definitely get in there. I feel like this is going to be perfect for you. All right. You're so welcome. Yes, I would love to join. Awesome. And it's free. It's a place that we can connect. It's a place that, I want us all to do well. I want everyone to rise. I want everyone to step into their own gifts. I've been held back by not feeling ready. Oh my God. Thank you so much for sharing that and saying that, because I'm going to tell you something. We're never fully ready for something. We can feel ready, by taking courses or getting knowledgeable, in whatever it is. But I promise you, that feeling of I'm fully ready is never gonna come. So if we wait for that, we're gonna be waiting for a long time. You have to trust yourself and know that whatever it is that you truly want, you're gonna be divinely guided to the practical steps. And hello, look, you're on this call, I'm not call live, you know what I mean. You're on this for a reason. Hold on, I need to brighten this light. Yes, I have the laptop in front of me for light, because I am now in my kitchen trying not to make a fuss. Anyway, whatever, you still see me. I've been held back enough. Yes, so you have to trust. If you are called to this, you will figure it out. The answers will come to you. You just have to decide. So I'm excited for you. Okay, Nadira, this card is for you. Let's see what comes out. Let's see what message is for Nadira. How is everybody doing right now? What are you guys doing besides watching me and chatting with me and in this mutual exchange of energy, which I appreciate you so much for? Ooh, all right, girl. This card flew out. Now let's see what it is. All right, it is, what do you desire? Ooh, this card actually came up in a previous working on my trade work application. Yes, girl, get it. This is a girl who does all the things. She's amazing. She's a mom. She's an entrepreneur. She's amazing. But yes, okay, so what do you desire, Nadira? Yep. Let me read it for you. Okay, it says, you now have the opportunity to write the script according to your heart's truest desires. There's no time like the present, right? Once you clearly decide upon your true desires and know that you are ready and deserving of them, they'll rush into your life as if by magic. I love this. So whatever it is that you feel that you've been questioning, what do you truly desire? There are 2 steps to it, and I mentioned this before when this card came up. Number 1, it's knowing that you are worthy of receiving that thing, whatever it may be, no matter how grand, no matter how crazy it may seem or whatever, like you are worthy of that, because that feeling, that desire within you was not given to you by accident. And the second part of that is, what was the second part? I lost my train of thought. Hold on. Know that you are ready. Yes, know that you are ready. No, that's more about trusting in yourself and trusting that you already know what you truly want, and it's just a matter of going after it. I hope that resonated. Yes. Oh, I love this box. Anyone else want a card? Let me know. Let me know. I will stay on for like maybe 2 more minutes. You know what's funny? I'm such a morning person and I have so much energy in the morning that I was like, oh, I'm gonna go on at night, whatever, we'll see how it goes. But now I'm like fired up. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready. Yay! Done! Alright, let's do this, boo. I got you. Alright. Alright, let's see what the message is for you. Let's see what comes out. Oh, this one keeps coming out. Let's see what it is. You see, I don't even look at the card first. Wait, that's Innocence. No. This is the card we got before. Hold on. I wanted to take that out. Hold on. That's not it. Unless there's another message. I'm going to go back to that 1 second. But then it's being called to draw another card. Let's see. Alright. What is the message for you? Alright. Here it is. There's nothing to worry about. There is nothing to worry about. Okay, it says, you are safe. And this situation, whatever it is that's been on your mind, on your heart, this situation is under the perfect control of divine providence and universal order. Only infuse loving thoughts and emotions into the situation to ensure that the highest possible outcome flows effortlessly to and through you. This is saying that whatever you've been worrying about, it's taken care of. To trust that everything is working in your favor. It's not working against you, it's working for you. And I also feel like if you don't see progress, if you don't see things, working in your favor right now, it's because things are working behind the scenes. God is working in your favor. Now, I have the booklet here, and I wanted to go back to that Innocence card because it came out for you again, and things don't happen on purpose. Things don't happen by accident. So, because I usually just like tell you what I feel or whatever, but they also have like a little meaning thing in here. So it says, this card comes as reassurance that this situation and the people involved are guiltless. If you've been harboring guilt, release it to the angels. Of all the emotions, guilt has the lowest vibrations, so it attracts negativity. If you're judging others' guilt, this card reminds you to see that the godliness within them to heal the situation. You don't necessarily have to continue a relationship with anyone you distrust. However, it's necessary to purge toxic thoughts and emotions for your own well-being. The angels ask you to consider that any misunderstandings were an innocent mistake, right? So it just feels like some sort of miscommunication, whatever you're worrying about. Maybe it's some sort of miscommunication. But I hope that that served you. And if no one else wants a card, then I will be hopping off. Again, I know I keep saying this, but I'm so grateful for the space for you guys like to connect with me, and I appreciate you, and I wish you all the good vibes. Yes, I needed to hear that. Yes, you are supported, you're guided, and there's nothing to worry about. You are so welcome. You're so welcome. Thank you guys. Have a good night.